Good afternoon. Today we will start to study about the subordinate clauses and the subordinating conjunction. We will start to study about the subordinating conjunction after we studied about the coordinating conjunction. The coordinating conjunction was applied to link the coordinate clauses, which are perfectly structured in its own state and needed to link by the the coordinating conjunction that reveals the logical relationship between the two clauses. Especially we can say that the clauses are the coordinate clauses. In this class, we will study about the subordinating conjunction that links the subordinate clause to a main clause. The fact that the subordinating conjunction is needed means that the subordinate clause has a specific role in the main clause. So we will start to study about the subordinating conjunctions according to the roles that the subordinate clause can have in the main clause. The name of this class, the title of this class is stated with a conference sign. The reason why the subordinating conjunction links the subordinate clause to the main clause is that the subordinate clause and the main clause share an indication or a description. This can be the summary of the entire class. We can think of the reason why the subordinate clause is linked to the main clause fundamentally. The reason why the subordinate clause is linked to the main clause is that the subordinate clause and the main clause share an expression which is either an indication or a description. So the listeners can hear the subordinate clause while seeking the shared indication or description in the purpose-oriented way. The name of the title of this class is this: a subordinating conjunction as a pronoun and a subordinate clause as an indication. As we can predict from the title of this class, we will learn about the subordinating conjunction as a pronoun and a subordinate clause as an indication, a subordinating conjunction as a pronoun, and a subordinate clause as a description, a subordinating conjunction as a determiner, and a subordinate clause as a description, a subordinating conjunction as an adverb, and a subordinate clause as a description. This is one of them. This is the first of them, and we will start to study one by one. Let's study from the definition. The speaker applies the subordinating conjunction as a pronoun whose range of the indication is set from the description in the subordinate clause. This means that the subordinating conjunction that indicates the same subject or object stated in the main clause is applied as a subject or an object in the subordinate clause. The fact that the subordinate clause set or the subordinating conjunction is applied as a subject or an object. This means that the subject or object that indicates the same subject or object as the precedent in the main clause is described in the subordinate clause. The subordinating conjunction as a pronoun practices the role as a subject or an object in the subordinate clause. Like, I like what you like. In this clause, the object of the main clause, I like what you like. The object of the transitive verb like is indicated by the subordinating conjunction what, and the subordinating conjunction what is applied as the object to receive the definition of the transitive verb from the subject who are the listeners. We've learned the clauses like I like an apple, I like on razors, things like that. In those clauses, the object of the transitive verb like to from the speaker as the subject is indicated as an object that is constituted with the phrase of a noun, a general noun, like an apple or an eraser. But as we study the subordinating conjunction, we can replenishes the expression of the object. The speaker can describe the object of the transitive verb like from the speaker himself or herself with the clause. Because the subject or object is described in the subordinate clause, the subject or object indicated by the subordinating conjunction in the subordinate clause is the subordinate clause practices the role as a subject or an object in the main clause. In the example, I like what you like. The subordinating conjunction what has the role as an object in the main clause. I like what you like. Let's study about the role of the subordinating conjunction as a pronoun. The speaker reveals that the subject or object indicated by the subordinating conjunction exists from the description in the subordinate clause. The speaker describes the subject or object with the experience, condition, or action on the premise that the subject or object indicated by the subordinating conjunction we have to add the general verb exists. The speaker indicates a subject or an object that is not a person with the pronoun what, not the indefinite pronoun something or anything. The speaker indicates a subject of an object that is a person with the pronoun who, not the indefinite pronoun someone or anyone. This explanation is about the sort of the subordinating conjunction. The first pronoun is the pronoun what. This is able to be applied to indicate a subject or an object that is not a person. Unlike the indefinite pronouns something or anything, this pronoun what is able to link the subordinate clause to the main clause as a conjunction. The speaker can apply the pronoun who to indicate a person. This person can be indicated by the indefinite pronoun someone or anyone, but the pronoun, the subordinating conjunction who can link the subordinate clause to the main clause as a conjunction. That's the difference. This is a composition of a statement to reveal the intent of the speaker who enlarges the borderline of the indication from the premise to indicate the subject or object not as a person or as a person without description in the subordinate clause. This tells us that the speaker differentiates the indication for a person, for a subject or an object that is not a person. The reason why the speaker describes the subject or object indicated by the subordinate conjunction, the subordinating conjunction in the subordinate clause is concluded into the reason why the speaker conveys the intention more than an indication in a clause. So we will review the role of a verb that constitutes the simplest type of clause with a subject.